Hey guys, how's it going? I know you guys asked a lot about this, so I wanted to make a quick guide. And this guide is going to be on the Prophecy Dungeon. All right. It is a pretty awesome dungeon. I like how like all the visuals in it. So we're gonna go through each encounter. I'm also gonna break down what can drop at each encounter. Um, I'm gonna talk about each encounter, what is needed to be done, and then we're going to demonstrate it. All right, this might be a little bit longer video, but what I'll do in each section or in the comment section is I'm going to put the time for each breakdown, so then that allows you to, if you need help with the first, the second, or even the boss encounter, all you have to do is click there, and you can figure it out. Once again, thank you for watching this video. I know it might be long, but thank you very much for joining me up on this journey. All right, so let's do this.
If I see like I'm lacking on weapons, or if
So here's the beginning. You fly in. We're going to be going into the dungeon. You're going to end up in this room right here. And here's a few things that I want to show. Right now on the bottom of my screen, I see some dark things. Do you see it? Do you see the dark energy in the bottom of my screen? Right? And if I go into the light, you guys are going to see a different aura. You see it? Now you see a light aura on my screen. So, depending on where you're standing, you're going to be making motes by killing knights. So, these guys are called Night Echoes. And if I kill a knight while I have a dark aura, I am going to make dark motes. If I kill a knight when I have light aura, I'm going to be making light motes. So these things here, the game wants you to collect 5 of them. All right? And once 5 is collected, you end up with this big cube in your hand. And this cube is for the plates that are here. There are 2 different plates. There's always going to be a light and a dark. What you want to do is use your trigger button and release on that plate. Once you do that, that is complete. All right? Then moving on to the next one. Now we're going to make light modes. And as you can see here, I'm standing in the light and I have the light aura. So that makes light modes. So getting 5 of these will allow me to slam in the light section. I made most in the dark. That is my fault. But you can see exactly what happened there, right? I'm standing in the dark aura, so the only motes that can come out of there are going to be dark. Also, if you have a certain set of motes, like let's say you have dark motes, and you only have 3 of them, and you step into light motes, the light motes take over, all right? So that's another thing that you want to pay attention to, okay? All right. Basically, that's the description for the first room right there. Making dark modes. Another cool thing that I want to say, if you have not done Last Wish has Taken mods, and Taken mods help out a lot here. What I have on my mountaintop and my my recluse is Taken spec. That is a free 20% extra damage against these enemies. Having Taken barrier, which helps you out and makes you resistant to the enemies, is another cool thing. All right, so these mods drop from the 2 chests in Last Wish. The one before Sorochi and the one before Morgith. If you're able to get these mods, please make sure you do. Taken barrier, Taken armaments, and Taken spec are highly recommended for this. It will make your life a lot easier in this dungeon. All right. All right. Once that encounter is done, You're gonna come here. We're gonna be jumping
ADK
up.
power leveling Kim over there every day.
All right. So for the next encounter, I like to use a sword here, but we're gonna go through the breakdown again. Let me put on the sword. Let me see. The Stroll running. Okay, so he's gonna be running. Stroll's gonna be running a bubble. Now, for this encounter, I like to use Oppressive Darkness. Oppressive Darkness is one of those things that I love to use. And like I said, Taken Barrier is freaking awesome because it reduces taken damage, and it gives you a 20% reduction in damage for 10 seconds. That means that you're going to be taking less damage in, which is never a bad thing. All right. Let me switch my boots here. Where are the boots that I was using? Right here. All right. Perfect. So in this encounter, you can see that there's 2 darks and 2 lights. All right. There's gonna be a phalanx boss that drops in with the shield. He's gonna have a shield, and the only way that you can take his shield off is by taking out these 4 platforms here. Now, this area right here is very it's tight and it's impacted. There's gonna be scions and there's gonna be knights that are out. So remember, the auras, where you stand is where you're going to make motes. I like to go for the light motes first because you're kind of out in the open, and sometimes it might be a pain in the butt. Whereas if you're going for dark motes, you can kind of stand behind cover and be good the whole time. All right? So I'll put this flag down. And let's see.
The week before that, actually. June 30th.
All right. You guys ready?
Yeah. I was just checking to see when that trace rifle was possibly coming out. It's probably June 30th or July 7th.
There we go. All right. So like I said, I like to go for lights motes right away. Oh no. We're gonna make it back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm just gonna make dark motes and pick them up. And as you can see, the boss can push you off, and that was an exception right there. All right, I want to stand in the dark when I kill this knight. There goes dark motes. I have them. Once I have 5, I go to a plate and I use my trigger button. And once you do that, remember that the room rotates as well, right? So the room rotates a lot. All right, those are light modes. I need dark modes. No, man, someone gave me light modes, which is fine. I'll just pick this up. All right, so now I need to make, ooh, okay. Can I make it to get these? Here we go. All right, so here goes the second light mode. Now all we need is dark mode. So there it goes. I have one set of dark modes. And I guess we didn't communicate. So let's see. Those are light modes. Okay. He has a light. He has the last set. And that knight just went fully auto on me here. Well, I missed my Nova. Oh, no, he's sending it. But yeah, once you do all 4, I recommend either using the well or a bubble and just sword the boss. If you don't have those things, you can always use Mountaintop. You can always use Xenophage. You can always use Anarchy. There are plenty of options here. Prospector's another great option. But for that fight, I love using swords. I just feel like a sword on that guy just shreds him, as you can see there. All right, so the next section we're going to be going into, you basically have to dive down. Now, I'm going to talk about the loot here. The loot for this section here, you're able to get the old Trials boots or the class item. You can also get the Ikelo's hand cannon, or you can also get the Widow's Bite sniper. But once you're ready, you come in the center as a team of 3, and you drop down into the next section. So I think Troll's going to be ready here soon, and we're going to drop down into the next section. I like to use Xeno here, and I'll explain why in a second. All right, so we're going down into the next section, all right? There's a chest to your left. So as you land, you're going to get on your Sparrow, and you're going to go forward. And if you follow this path, you'll see exactly where the chest is at. As long as you see that you see the Clovis Bray sign here, then you're going to go to the right of it. And right here, there's going to be an opening. And this is where the hidden chest is at, which is right here. All right? Boom. So this is the first hidden chest. And remember, the chest is only going to give you something that you have already discovered in the dungeon. That means if it's weapons, then it's weapons that you already have discovered on your entire account. If it's a piece of armor, that piece of armor is tied to that character. Now, for the sand room, I like to point this out. The first thing that you're going to be going for are blights. There's going to be 3 blights that you need to take out. There's going to be 3 blights. That means 3 snipers and Toland. You're basically following Toland, but the only way that you can interact with Toland is by taking out the blights, okay? Which is why I love Xeno here, because Xeno 3-shots the blights. I also like Xeno because I can just hit a bunch of these enemies from range, and Xeno also transitions into the next encounter, for me at least. I feel like it is one of the better weapons to use here. 1, 2. Oh, well, that only actually took me 2 shots. Alrighty. I can't even see this guy, but good kill. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Alright. So once you take out all 3, you don't have to kill all the ads, but once you take out all 3, you speak to Mr. Toland, and there's going to be another set of blights. There's also a bunch of invisible minotaurs, and if you don't know your way to go, normally these guys can guide you there. But as you can see, what I like to do is I like to get up on high ground, float around, and I can see where the next set of blights are. And then you can Sparrow there. So you're going to be doing 3 set of blights. And once you're done with the 3 set of blights, it's going to say the way is open. And that's how you know that you're going to be going to the next encounter. All right? let me take out this. Okay, I think we did all the blights. Boom. Like I said, we don't really need to kill all the ads. As soon as you do the 3 blights, you're good to go. All right. So now this is going to be the very last one. I like to take out the snipers because they can actually be truly annoying as you're going through this. So there we go. Snipers out of the way. Alrighty, where's Mr. Tolan? Did I speak to him? Oh, there he goes. All right. So after speaking to Tolan, it's gonna say the way is open. And like I said, what I like to do is try to get to high ground and look around and see if I see a pink door. But I feel like JC has found it. So what you're gonna see is a bright pink entrance, and that basically tells you where you're going. And tolling is gonna be there as well. All right. Now the next room is going to be the second encounter. And in this room, when I first got in here, I didn't know exactly what to do, but over time, I learned the pattern. So as I was helping others out, I figured out a pattern. So in this room here, Mr. Tolan is going to be going to 5 different places. He's not going to go to all 5 different places at the same time. Depending on the room, he's going to be in one of those spots. So Tolan can end up in any of these spots here. He can end up here. He can end up there. He can end up here, and he can end up here, or he can be on the ceiling. Now, if Tolan ends up here, whatever the energy of that plate is the energy that's going to be required to do. So if Tolan is here and you have light energy at the bottom, that means you need 5 light motes in order to dispel Tolan. Once you release your energy there, all 3 members of the fire team go to the center and you go to the next room. Now, I noticed a pattern. If Tolan's on the ceiling, you're probably going to enter a room that has 3 darks and 1 light, right? And if it has 3 darks and 1 light, the only one that you're going for is the one that stands out, which is the 1 light. There's going to be times where you end up in a room that's going to be Tolan on the ceiling. Most of the time, you're going to have 3 darks, 1 light. If you end up with 4 lights, all you have to do is do any of the lights. If you end up with 3 lights and 1 dark, you always do the one that stands out, which is the dark one. Because I know a lot of people ask me that question during stream. When I first get in a room, there's usually 2 snipers. I like to take out the snipers first. Once I take out the snipers, I figure out where Tolan's at, and I figure out which light I have to go after. Another cool thing to know is that when you take out a knight, another sniper comes out. So the whole thing is to transition, be on knights and snipers, all right? Once you slam the energy where you need to, the knights and the snipers despawn over time. The acolytes stay, all right? So that's another thing to kind of pay attention to. But we're going to be going through this room right now so you guys can kind of see it in action, all right? So the very first room, the snipers normally spawn there and there, if I'm correct. So I like to take them out first. Did I really miss that? Yeah, I did. All right. Tolan is standing under dark energy here, all right? So we're going to need dark modes. So that means you want to stand where you have the dark aura to make modes. All right? So I'm going to pick this up. I know that snipers are out, but I'm going to take my chance here, and I'm going to release this energy. Once that is done, it's time for center. When it comes to this encounter, Xenophage I feel like is a must because Xeno is so good here. Not only do you have the range to take out enemies from far, but you can also, go behind cover. It gives you enough time to take out a knight. It gives you enough time to, peek out and peek back in. All right. If you don't have Xeno and you own Shadow Keep, I highly recommend going for it. All right. So I'm gonna take out knights. I mean, not knights. I'm taking out snipers, and then I see that Tolan is under dark, if I'm correct, right? Yes. Tolan is under dark, so now we need dark moats. So I have to make sure that I'm standing in the area to make dark moats. Snipers are out. Snipers are down. And I see dark moats in front of me. Where's Tolan? Okay. The knights like to take their time to despawn. But there we are. All right, and if you get 5 rooms in a row correctly, you end up in the final room, which is going to have 2 big phalanxes that you have to take out. The phalanxes don't have much life. Let's just say that. Okay, now, perfect instance. Tolan is on the ceiling, but we have 2 darks and 2 lights. This means that you can use any of them. You can use any of them. And as you can see, the dark was just a lot easier to do. And as I said from the beginning of the of this video, dark modes are just easier to make because you can be on the cover, whereas like light mode, you have to be out in the open. All right. Mr. Tolan is under dark. Sniper 1 is out. Sniper 2 is down. Is Tolan? Where's Tolan? Okay. All right. There we are. So yeah, this is basically almost like Tolan's your guide. He tells you where to go. You follow him, and you kind of end up where you need to be. So now let's see. He is under dark again. I'm looking for snipers. Sniper 1 is down. I'm looking for the other sniper. I can't see it. Where's the other sniper? There it goes. But yeah, as you can see here, Xeno basically with 3 shots the knights, and in 1 shots the snipers if you're within light. Also, I want to say this: whenever you get the ceiling, it takes a little bit longer to go through the transition. All right, so we need dark modes. I'm out of Xeno for now. Sniper's down. Let me see. Trying to get this guy out here. Okay, those are dark modes. This sniper out somewhere. Oh no, I found the hole, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, that's another thing. There's going to be weird holes in weird places in here too. All right. I need to make dark modes. Those are light modes. I can't do anything with that. Let's see here. Where's that night? Okay, those are dark modes. I'm going for them. Oh, man. Okay. My timer ran out on the initial modes. There we are. All right, now where's Mr. Tolan? All right, here we go. Going to the center of the room, dropping the rift down. I think this was the last one. I believe this was the last one that we needed. Yep. All right. So this is the boss room. Going to be 2 phalanxes that drop left, right. These guys aren't that tanky. I think the goal was for people to just kind of go through the rooms. I think that was the puzzle is more of a challenge here. All right, the one guy down. Let me actually sprint so I can reload my Xeno. But yeah, these guys don't have that much life to them. From this encounter, you can get the trials gauntlets that were brought back. You can get Death Adder and you can get a sword. All right. So those are the rewards from this encounter. Also, don't forget that you can basically constantly keep going this dungeon over and over and over. You'll keep getting the loot from the encounters, so that allows you to farm for things that you need. All right, so Death Adder, negative space, and the original Trials Gauntlets is what can drop from this encounter. All right. Now here you basically just come back out. And you're supposed to follow the boss. What I like to do is try to make a little bit of ammo because I like to have some Xeno on the next area here. Okay, there goes the ammo that I needed. Perfect. All right. So yeah, we basically just Sparrow down. I mean, you could follow the boss, or you could just get on your Sparrow and go to your far right and go to the door. And that's going to be opening up to the next section of the dungeon. So here we are. And this part is pretty neat. It's mind blowing. I've like I said, when it comes to visuals for this, Bungie has done a really, really tremendous job. And I'm gonna show you the path that I take. No path is correct. You can always take whatever path you want to go down to the bottom. All right. But usually I like to Sparrow down from this area. I think this is like visually stunning. This is one of the most awesome things that they could have put in the game. Like, I hope that Sparrow recently comes back at some point because this would be a tremendous map. You know, when I'm streaming and I see people coming like, man, what is this place? I haven't played Destiny in a long time. Like, what is this? This is the type of stuff that I love about Destiny. This is the stuff that, like, someone jumps in like, man, how long has it been since I played this game? Like, this thing looks pretty freaking awesome, you know? But yes, I Sparrow all the way down. There's going to be, you basically Sparrow down to a point where you can't Sparrow any longer, which is actually coming up here. There's going to be a night. Basically take out the knight. Let's take out the sniper real quick. Yeah, you take out the knight, you go up the stairs, you jump to your left, and you keep moving. And as you keep moving, we're going to jump right here. All right. Drop down. There's going to be enemies that spawn in. I mean, if you want to kill them, you're more than welcome to. I usually just go past them. But yeah, for this section, just keep dropping down. I like to call this like the in-between, where you Sparrow, then you do a few jumps, and then you're going to be going back to Sparrowing. All right. Now, in this section, there's also going to be the second secret chest. And like I said before, these secret chests only give you things that you already have discovered, right? They're not going to give you anything that you don't have. There are things that you already have discovered in the dungeon. And if you get a weapon, that weapon is basically account-based, meaning like you can find that weapon in your Titan or your Warlock or your Hunter, and it can come out of the chest. If it's a piece of gear, that piece of gear is tied to the character that you're on at the time. All right? So, yeah. Basically, Sparrow all the way down. And the chest is in the cube right before you go up on the big chute. So the chest is going to be in this cube here. Oh, JC went down. The chest is going to be in this cube right here. All right. You come in, you go to your left, you drop down, you go under, and boom. The chest is right there. Wait, do you need the chest, JC?
Yeah, he needs it.
Okay, yeah, we'll just wait here.
Might just be if you're gonna unmute in time.
Yeah, no, I was just breaking down the path.
Yeah, that's all good. If I don't get it, I don't get it. It's not the end of the world. But I didn't get it on my first run because I only did the boss checkpoint.
Oh, okay, yeah, because you wanted to get the armor first. Nicole.
Yeah, because I was on pace to get 1060 across the board, but then of course, video game.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I went for the drop.
Are you? Oh, I just pulled that back without a sword, by the way.
But yeah, I know a lot of people are like 1059. I think I saw Riot being 1059 base yesterday.
I'm gonna be 1058 before I even start my character.
Nice.
1059.
So if I get lucky drops, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna be able to max out because my weapons were in 1060. So unless I get like perfect drops everywhere, I'm just not gonna. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, heavy ammo is gonna be the thing.
I haven't had an issue with the heavy, but like you do a raid and you'll get multiple like weapons, for example, instead of armor. So that screws your runs right there. Let alone, I tend to leave like the nightfalls and things like that because those tend to give you a heavy weapon more than obviously the raid doesn't. So I tend to leave those last before I switch characters.
Yep.
I should be able to get my Titan as my lowest.
Yep. So this part right here, I like to call it the red carpet. And it normally will pick you up if you walk down it, but sometimes the game doesn't do it, right? So you kind of got to run around to figure out where you have to go. Hello? Parachute, are you working? It's not working currently, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. There it goes. And it picks you up and it brings you into the next area.
All these colors ruin it.
But yeah, basically, you get pulled up here. There's a bunch of thralls. You don't really have to kill them. It's like whatever. And here comes the final room. I like to use, I mean, depending on the subclass that you like to play, I would say try to go for a damage subclass. I like to use bottom tree devourer lock. Why? Because I'm oppressive darkness. I get a few kills. I get to do a chunk of damage. I'm using Recluse with Nezaric because I like to get my abilities back, especially with void ability kills. Anarchy because you place 2 shots, it does damage that you can switch to another gun and do more damage. If you don't have Anarchy, I recommend definitely going for it. It's one of those weapons that allows you to do damage over time, and you can switch to something else. Not only that, you get to do a lot of things behind cover, you know, especially if you can't be out in the open sometimes when it comes to killing knights. But the breakdown of this room, there are 3 platforms, 1, 2, and 3. All right. Right now, what we see is we have 2 light, 1 dark. So basically, the same mechanic from the beginning of the dungeon is going to apply here. The boss, she's going to have 3 versions of herself. 1 here, 1 there, 1 there. This is all just to be a big distraction. She has this load of wolves. Some shots may hit you, some won't. It just happens that way. There's going to be scions and knights that show up in this room. Now, after you get the 5 motes and you slam here, the boss is going to be leaving that section. Once the boss leaves, there's going to be an ogre that comes out. You kill that ogre, then you do the other 2. Once you do the other 2, right, meaning like you slam again, you kill the ogre, you slam again, you kill the ogre, all 3 of us will meet up in mid, and we're going to go into the other realm. In the other realm, this is where you actually get to do damage to the boss. She has an aura, all right? And that aura is called entropy. And if you're within the aura, you're fine. But if you're not within her aura, you have something called dark entropy, and it stacks up. And if it stacks up to 10, it automatically kills you. The boss also has a taking captain mechanic of shooting blights. But when she shoots her blight, it takes you and it teleports you back up a platform. And I guess if your entropy is kind of low and she teleports you, you're basically at loss because you're going to die. Another thing is, as you're moving up, there's going to be snipers. So make sure you take out snipers as you're paying attention on doing damage on the boss. A cool thing to add here is that once the damage phase is done, if you don't one phase it, right, you're going to be going into one of these other rooms here. There's a room here, there's a room there, there's a room there, right? So there's a few different rooms that you see here. Okay, and it's basically rinse and repeat. And I know a lot of people ask me, why is the Queen's throne here? I do not know. You know, but maybe Bife may answer that for me one of these days. But here we are. We're gonna be tackling this last encounter. All right, here we go. All right, let me know you guys are ready.
I'm good. Oh, shit. Wrong weapon. Whatever.
You got armaments, don't you? Right?
Yeah, I'll put them on right.
Then we can just farm it. All right, light modes. I'm gonna make another set of light because this knight decides to push me. All right, I'm slamming in the back here. Ogre's coming out.
I'm full on heavy again.
I think we need one more light, right? Yeah. All right. All right, that is down.
One's hiding. That one's down. There's light.
All right, perfect. Okay. All we need now is dark, right? Yeah. Placing anarchy on this guy and chilling and anarchy on that guy, and that should be dark too, right?
Yeah.
All right.
How long is the downtime? I don't think the downtime's that long. 15 minutes or so, but I think it went offline
All right.
an hour ago.
If you guys need heavy, remember you can wait in this room, and if you have armaments, even if you don't have armaments, you have heavy ammo finder on, You can wait. The signs will show up again, and you can kind of kill things before you come into this realm. All right, and like I said, you kind of want to be you want to be aggressive. You want to be close to the boss. As you can see on my screen here, I have Dark Entropy. All right. And there goes the blight that I was talking about right there. The snipers are usually the priority at first. Placing 2 anarchies on the boss. And then just keeping damage on. All right, here we go. Working on the final sniper. Final sniper's out of the way. And as you can see here, we have a very experienced team. So we're able to, you know, put out a lot of damage on this boss. And there goes the final fight. For, you know, if you don't have the damage, right? Just do as much as you can and then get ready for the next room. You know, take your time. Don't push yourself. But if you want to be aggressive, you can. If you want to be aggressive, you can. Now, when you kill the final boss, the boss itself drops you any of the moving gear. Once you get in, teleport into this room, you can either get a Husgal, an Ikelo shotgun, the helmet, or the chest piece. The old Trials helmet or chest piece comes from this chest. All right. Thank you guys for watching my video. I do appreciate it. That is my complete breakdown of Prophecy Dungeon. And as you can see, we kind of went through it. If it was too fast, you have any questions, you can always come to my Twitch and ask me, or you can even like at me on Twitter. All right. Thank you guys for watching this. And I'll see you guys soon.